how stuff is. I'm just gonna go and educate, which is good and get attention and educate in general, but there are underlying efforts of why you want to be out front against these police officers that look like you, because 95% of prosecutors are white, 66% of police officers are white, and they have this privilege and they do kind of what they want. If you notice when it comes to corruption, especially dealing with our police chief and mayor and our internal politics, right? So at the same time, educating and teaching other people have to be open to being educated and seeing where we kind of fall along the line of white privilege and being able to exercise these things so freely and openly and without fear that our community still has to deal with. Okay, and I think that's where the good bridge comes in, because if there are others, if you know, I don't think that it, not doing open carry walks, just stopping it. Yeah, there are alternative ways. I think more than one way should be used to educate the community. I don't think you should say one should be stopped, because initially you said, you know, you should have called us and informed us you was coming. You know what I'm saying? Because then we can let the community know. Well, if that's the case, then that means there's obviously some reasoning to still have open carry walks, except it be us, whether we're a mixed group or whatnot, working together in collection to actually get the point across, which is education, in addition to other forms and other things that go on, especially with this issue, with support of other people who may have other resources. But it's imperative that the other side got to understand white supremacy, white privilege, how it's perceived, and so on, in order to adequately address it and not be put in a situation of tension, more tension, because the reality is poor black folks and slaves, simply at the end of the 1600s, this whole thing of, hey, at least you ain't a slave, we're gonna free you, give you these tools, give you some land and stuff like that. You'll be broke, we're gonna oppress you. But these elite landowners had to use that racism that they created to keep us separated, when the fact is we have a lot of problems, a lot of similar values, and if we don't close that gap, then we're gonna continue the elites to do whatever they want to try.
So this is what I see now. I see the kind of thing. You have to use us as a resource, is what it comes down to. So when you organize and come to Milwaukee, you have us to contact, and then we just network to our people and let them know to not be alarmed by the presence, and then also, you know, continue to circulate the information from today to our community on an ongoing basis. And I think that will really ease some of the tensions, and then you will get those, because, you know, ideologically we all are different in this room, but those that I have to sign an ideological value in reference to open carry and even conceal will reach out and be willing. So I understand clearly how this could be more of a positive going forward, is when you are organizing, is to reach out to your network. So you have my information, I have Minister Muhammad's information, and you have Nazir's information. So, and Brother King Rick right here, we could all come together and at least inform the community so there's not any surprise. I think that's the biggest thing.
So we got 3 suggestions here. The one suggestion is that, you know, you have some signage so that when people see it, they know. Second suggestion is that you be alerted to us. And the third is that, which kind of goes along with what you already said. If you've been invited back to the community, I'm assuming that these are black people.
Mostly.
Okay. They've invited you. So the third suggestion is that it be not just a group of white boys walking down the street. but yeah, because that right there, if there had been a mixed multitude, that right there would have kind of quailed a little bit. But I think that even black men walking down the street open, people are not used to it.
Right.
But being white, it definitely sounded it a lot.
So that's how we came to an agreement. It's a simple agreement.
Well,
that's what we came to.
That's all well and good for here, but for somewhere else, if you were to go somewhere else, another black community, my suggestion would be because like you said, trying to find leadership in the community, that's really not plausible. And finding the right person to go to that connect and can tell everybody, that's going to be too difficult to do. But if you did go into another black community with the sign, I think you said you had some trifolds or would be interested. Now if you got signs and you're handing out pamphlets, now things are going in a different direction, as opposed to just standing there with a gun, not saying anything or not communicating with anybody.
Waiting for them to come up to you.
Yeah, so if you now you got a sign saying, hey, this is why I'm here. people come by, you know, you handing them pamphlets, you know, because you can't realistically go to the leadership in every black community. And I know it sounds like you want to continue to do this, and I don't know if it's necessarily the black community. It sounds like you're doing both.
One thing I want to say is most white folks, if I was outside this community and I was trying to reach out to the black community, most white folks know what the NAACP is, so they look for that number, at least call them. I'm saying, you know,
That's
some
a
black
start.
organization, most of the time saying even if he was ignorant of the fact that there's no community, there's just too much information out here. On Google, wherever, if you just type in black community on Google in Michigan, they're gonna give you all kinds of people. If you just reach out, because you have to have it's like a sponsor to come into certain areas, is really what it comes down to. All of us would have to have a sponsor to go to his
Well, that's a good
community.
idea.
So
So,
what's
yeah,
being
it's
tapped
good.
into is something that we really haven't came out and said, that you really need to understand, is that men are the maintainers and the controllers and the protectors of a community.
Right.
That's a black community. So black men, you know, we just as territorial as any other man. So when we see that our sisters are coming to us, asking us, I mean, sisters are coming to me, asking me, or alerting me, wanting to know what was going on. Did you know through Mr. Williams that?
Right.
What y'all gonna do?
Right.
Right, exactly.
They got guns. They on something
No.
like
Right.
when we end up talking to the cops, because, you know, the police response is horrible just about anywhere you go when it comes to open carry. We sat down with police chiefs, we sat down and talked with them, and why didn't you let us know? And we go and say, well, how are your dispatchers handling this? There's a big difference between a gun in a holster or on a sling and one that's being pointed at people. You know, are they shooting? Are they just walking? What are they actually doing? Are they just walking with a gun? You know, that we came up here, we had 9 of us were armed, 8 of us were armed, something like that. No one pointed a gun at anyone, and no one was threatened by us. I mean, you know, we weren't verbally harassing, we weren't saying, do what we say or anything like that. So when your community comes and says, what's going on? Well, tell us what exactly they're doing, and you know, they're not pointing any guns, they're just simply walking. There's nothing to worry about.
that. Sometimes
No,
that's intimidating. Just walking down there with the gun, knowing you can pull it up anytime. You know, but you ain't saying nothing until somebody come ask you a question. Then you say, I want y'all to know about your Second Amendment.
If you
But
saw me,
then just think if you was a crazy guy, then somebody come up to you and say, hey, what you doing? I'm doing this. Pow! You know,
all right, now, let's say I on my
and
walk
that is a
Saturday,
possibility too.
if,
Yeah, it is.
if I were walking down the street Saturday and I saw you and I'm carrying the gun,
Uh-huh.
I just came up, hey, you know what I'm doing?
I wouldn't know.
But
But if
you
I
know,
had my gun and you asked me
But-
what I'm doing, I got my gun, I'm saying, pow, I'm
but
faster
do
than you.
you see what I'm saying though? Is that's why we don't approach the people. We let them come to us. I walk by, hi, how's it going? And then let them decide if they want to have an interaction with us or not.
I mean,
Because
that's
I
what I'm
can't
saying. The
force
best, the
you.
best, the best thing I can say. Wear one of them signs, man, saying what y'all doing. Let the police come ask y'all. We got the rights, but if you want people to carry a gun, don't be out. You ain't intimidating to yourself, but to the people in the community, you intimidating. Walking around, we hearing all this stuff of what white folks doing, you know, and then here y'all come trying to show us something, man.
It's
No.
understood. So
But-
I think we understood. We
Okay,
where we
okay.
at. And
So-
just going forth, let's talk about just going forth, because we did lay it out,
Right.
and we just gonna be redundant.
Right.
Because you already,
Okay.
because you know, he's gonna understand eventually.
I understand there were people
What's
that
going on?
didn't like it, and I understand that you guys
A lot
understand
of
that
people that didn't like it.
there were also people that did appreciate it, and
Understood.
so I
So I
mean,
think moving forward, we have a plan.
It all
If
depends
you
on-
come next week, you understand that, hey, I can reach out, some people I can reach out to. Then it won't be as much animosity. We can't control outside of our own influence regardless though. But we can control our ability to communicate to the community that we understand what's going on, and then educate the community. From this point on, I'm saying, even from everything that's recorded, I keep saying that it's gonna be probably the most education that we've given the community. This is very neat. and our women in particular have challenged us to say, hey, hey, we were traumatized by this.
Right.
You know, what's going on? And so we can go back and say, look, we understand clearly what's going on. There's a respect level that's been created more so than, you know, than it appeared at the time, because it appeared to be respect. So,
And we want to be
yes.
able to tell them that there will be another walk through the community with a mixed group, and they're gonna be doing it on such and such day.
Yeah.
And you have much more support. And I appreciate it. Can you end this in prayer?
And then the people that you said told you to come back and walk. If we do have another one of these, bring them too. Let them put their input. You
And maybe what we can do is find out who those people are, because,
Right.
you know, there might be people that we know already. There's conceal and carry classes that take
Right.
place on a regular basis over at the
Women's
Women's
Center.
Center.
And there's also free classes too.
There's a free class.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a free class. That's what you're talking about.
No, I think the Women's Center is like $49.
Oh, that is?
But there's a nonprofit organization that actually does free classes.
See, that's nice to know, so we can get
Yeah.
that word out to the community.
Exactly, that's one of the things that
We were telling people where to go to
Because
get
one of the
information
things we
on.
feel in Wisconsin in particular, when it comes to still carry and paying for it, is basically a tax in order to practice your rights. And we already know when it comes to $50, our community be the last one, the
Right.
poorest community to get it. So they may have firearm and everything else and want to
Right.
conceal carry, which is, we kind of push constitutional carry. If you can legally own it, you should do it and get training and so on your own. It shouldn't be legislated, because there's some people that waited months to go ahead and get a license because it costs, but there are free trainings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
If you see any of those classes for $100 to do a concealed carry, don't go there. They're ripping you off. They're in it for the money. They're not going to give you the best information. WisconsinCarry.org, they do the free classes, and because they're doing it for free, they're doing it because it's what they believe in, and they're going to do the best they can to get you the information you need, so you don't run afoul of the law.
Oh, and one thing, if I can say, when he snapped that light, I just thought about Dracula. Running around telling people, I'm not biting necks no more. And y'all don't have to bite them either.
That's a good analogy.
All right.
see, you didn't get that on video. That was the highlight right there.
I got the audio. I think it's still recording.